So the topic is if we contribute or do I mean the LGBT organizations or whatever. Okay, I'm a loner. The more people you interact with, the higher the chance of disappointing them are. And I'm one of those who actually can't. To be honest, I sound like an asshole because that's just my defense thing. It's a defense mechanism. But I can't stand disappointing people. Lesbian friendships, crushes are gonna form and you're gonna have to reject half of them. At least. I'm not saying I fuck half and then reject half. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You have to give a lot of I can't stand rejecting people is the thing. I can't stand disappointing people too. So that's why the only friends I have are actually straight guys. I don't really have that many. I have usually any sort of friendship with women, no matter what their orientation is, it turns into, it gets, I feel like I let them down or something bad happens, it's so yeah, so that's why I'm not really part of anything. I mean, I go to the clubs. Yeah, so I did actually help build a float for Pride, but I didn't actually get to go to that Pride because we were all building the float together. My buddy had a huge crush on this girl, she really, really liked this girl, and the girl ended up sort of crushing on me, so I didn't actually get to go to that Pride. I mean, for the most part, the first Pride I've ever been to was probably the last one. The last Pride. That was the first Pride I've ever been to. Because something like that always happens around, Pride. I'm a pretty bad luck person. So, mint chip. Me and my buddy Joe, we were talking about dates and stuff. And, he gave up on love. We both pretty much gave up on love. Well, I gave up on love. When my relationships fail, it just kills me. I can't stand it when I feel like a failure. Because the girls make it so easy, and then, I still fail. It's just awfulness. So, we were talking about dates, and I was he wears t-shirts on his dates. And I was yeah. If you wear a t-shirt on a date, that's why they don't call you back. Puppy. And he thinks, it doesn't matter what he wears because they're not gonna like him anyway because he's ugly. That's what he thinks. And I'm kind of he's it doesn't matter. It's kind of whatever you wear, the girls will like you anyway because you're hot. I'm no, trust me. It doesn't work that way. It matters. Because I've done it. And my girlfriend said something about it. She was kind of and so we had a date. I went in, wearing this Superman t-shirt with a long sleeve shirt underneath. Kind of like a skater boy. Although I don't normally dress like that, but, that was the day I was helping with the float, the Pride float. She said something it seemed, when you show up looking like that, it makes me feel like you don't care about whether or not something whether or not she sees me as attractive, because I'm not putting effort into my appearance because I showed up in a t-shirt. So I was telling Joe something because he thinks it doesn't matter what he wears, because he thinks girls hate him anyway because he's fat and busted. That's what he thinks. And I'm no, it has nothing. If you wear a t-shirt on a date, you will get rejected regardless of whether or not you're hot. I don't care. It makes sense though. I can see why she was upset. Because she tried and I didn't try. To me, I think it's more about the fairness. So I As I was telling my buddy Joe, it matters. You show up in a t-shirt, you're gonna make her feel like you don't give a shit what if she thinks you're hot or not. If you at least try to be hot, you know, she'll appreciate the trying, and she will think the effort was hot. But, you know, show up in t-shirt and jeans, you're fucked, man. That's what I said. I was just like, why are you... I don't know any complicated fashion stuff, though. But I know what matches. And it's kind of like sometimes I just don't get why people choose the shit they choose. Like, one of my buddies, she wore a scuba, like, thingy. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm trying to get the girl and you look like, you look like something I've never seen before. Like, come on. Like, I don't get how she thought that would... I said put effort, but not like that.